Hey, it's Matt Brown here from Matt Brown's Guitar Studio in Chicago in the band Dead Parade, and I am back with another technique lesson. So this one is, I feel, one of the very most important technique exercises for the left hand. So if you're a beginner just trying to get your left hand technique in shape, or even if you're an advanced person that's trying to, break that through that brick wall of speed that you currently have that you can't bypass, this is probably the exercise for you. It was for me. Okay, so with this exercise, a lot of you are going to say, all right, I already know this exercise. I've learned this a million times. I find that most people that know this exercise, and most people do know this exercise, don't know how to practice it, or why they're practicing it, or what benefit they're hoping to get out of it. So that is what I hope you get out of this, my take on this exercise. All right, so what it is basically we're going to play in fifth position, and what you want to do is play with the first finger, with good technique, and then once you play with the first finger note, you're going to anchor the first finger, so keep it planted at the 5th fret, play the middle finger note, 6th fret, keep that planted, play your 7th fret note with the ring finger, keep it planted, and then finally play the final note with the pinky finger. So there are several things that you absolutely have to pay attention to when you practice this if you're going to get any benefit from this exercise. So let's talk about the first thing, and that's the wrist. So with your left hand wrist, you don't want any kind of curve this way, or really much of any curve this way of your wrist. You pretty much want your wrist straight. So what that'll mean for your fingers is that then your fingers pretty much have to be perpendicular to the fretboard here. So notice how arched my tip joints of my fingers are. I'm not flattening them. I'm not, doing this kind of thing at all. They're all nice and arched, including the pinky finger. Okay, so the other important things to talk about primarily is the pinky finger and what it's doing in this exercise. So what's going to happen for most people is the pinky will fly out here or come all the way down here, and those are the two things that are going to limit your control. It's going to cause rhythm problems, speed problems, every kind of problem you can think of on guitar. Problems with chords, bar chords, from a lack of finger independence, etc. The other aspect that you really want to focus on is what we refer to as finger independence. And that's being able to move your fingers without the other, fingers coming along with them. So what you'll notice with this exercise too is that the middle and ring fingers are kind of like conjoined twins combined here, and they, where one goes, the other wants to go along with it. So you're trying to kind of break your hand's natural, tendency to do that. So as I play this, watch how I'm trying to keep my wrist straight and trying to keep my fingers as close to the strings as I can. So I'm not worrying about speed at all. That's of no concern. And you might notice by no means am I perfect at this exercise. I still have some room for improvement with my pinky finger, as you might have noticed. It does get a little bit away from that string, so it's always a work in progress. Okay, so you don't have to go back the other way with this one. What you do want to do next is start working through the other combinations of using these fingers. So the next one we would do is 1, 2, 4, 3, or index, middle, pinky, ring. And so this is going to work kind of the independent functions of, the various finger movements. So 1, 2, 4, 3. All right, so the next one would be, we've already done 1, 2, 4, 3, so we would go to the 1, 3 type combination. So 1, 3, 2, 4. You get the idea at this point. So what would be next would be 1, 3, 4, 2, And then you go through all the combinations that start with 1-4, so 1-4-2-3, then 1-4-3-2. Then start the exercise with the middle finger, so you'd have 2-1-3-4 would be the first one. So on and so forth. So if you want an email breakdown of all of the combinations, I'm not going to play through and explain all of them. There's, 20, so just let me know, and I'll get in touch and I'll email them to you. So with something I should mention with this exercise and all of the exercises I'm teaching is that it's probably the most economical way and best use of your time to improve your left hand technique. I realize this exercise isn't fun, but if you force yourself to do it a couple times a week, it will really pay off. So a lot of people use this exercise for speed, and I do not. I've found that there are other exercises to work on that are better uses of your time that are going to build up just raw speed. So for example, playing scales, just running your scales and modes in various rhythms, applying hammer-ons and pull-offs to your scales, some basic tremolo picking exercises, etc. So I'll be explaining all of those exercises that I work on in upcoming lessons. So hope you all stick around and are enjoying these technique lessons. If you have suggestions for topics that you want me to cover, just let me know. All right, thanks a lot. I'm Matt Brown.